Let's talk about one film that didn't just save a franchise, but redefined what a superhero origin story could be. I'm talking about X-Men First Class. Released in 2011, it marked a pivotal turning point not just for the X-Men franchise, but for superhero cinema. Coming off the underwhelming response to X-Men The Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine, this film functioned as both a soft reboot and a period prequel, and remarkably it worked. The superhero genre in the late 2000s was at a crossroads. The Dark Knight had raised the bar, while the Marvel Cinematic Universe was just beginning. In that climate, First Class made an unusual move. It turned backward, not in quality, but in time period and tone, by setting the story in the 1960s and aligning itself with Cold War-era aesthetics and anxieties. First Class positioned itself as both an origin story and a kind of mutant spy thriller. That dual identity became one of its greatest strengths. Matthew Vaughn, who had made a name for himself with Kick-Ass, brought a distinct sensibility to the X-Men universe, one that blended kinetic action with emotional intimacy. Vaughn's direction leans confidently into genre hybridity. The film is constantly balancing tones, playful and dark, serious and stylized, but Vaughn never lets it spin out of control. The Cold War backdrop is more than just a visual flourish. It's the perfect metaphor for the core ideological battle at the heart of the film. In the mutant world, there are two fundamental beliefs: coexistence or confrontation. Xavier and Eric embody these conflicting visions, not as caricatures, but as fully fleshed out individuals shaped by trauma, privilege, and philosophy. Xavier, the Oxford-educated telepath, believes that empathy can bridge the gap between species. Eric, the Holocaust survivor with a magnetic rage, sees human cruelty as an unchangeable constant. They are not just heroes and villains. They are thesis and antithesis. What's impressive is how much the film trusts its audience to sit with these philosophical tensions. Eric's origin, revisited from X-Men 2000, is as chilling as ever, his powers triggered by trauma in a Nazi concentration camp. But First Class builds on that moment, showing how vengeance and ideology take root over time. His evolution from victim to militant is treated with nuance, not judgment. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender deserve credit for anchoring the film emotionally. McAvoy's Xavier is not yet the wise Professor X. We know he's cocky, charming, and occasionally naive. Fassbender's Magneto, meanwhile, simmers with righteous anger. Their scenes together are electric, full of intellectual sparring, moral argument, and genuine affection. Sebastian Shaw, played with eerie charm by Kevin Bacon, serves as the film's external antagonist. But Shaw's the cause of Eric's internal struggle as well. He is the origin of Eric's pain and the embodiment of the might makes right ideology. The revenge scene where Eric finally kills Shaw, using the very Nazi coin that marked his trauma, is not just satisfying, it's mythic. It's an origin moment that completes Eric's transformation into Magneto. The supporting cast is a bit of a mixed bag, though it's clear who the film prioritizes. Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique is a standout, giving depth to a character often used as a visual effect. Her internal conflict between hiding her true self and embracing her mutant identity mirrors the larger themes of assimilation versus pride. Her relationship with both Charles and Eric adds layers to her arc, making her a moral bridge between their two worldviews. Nicholas Holt's Beast gets a similarly thoughtful arc, one that explores self-acceptance through physical transformation. His story is a reminder that even in a world of powers, identity remains a struggle. Other characters like Havoc, Banshee, and Angel serve more as archetypes than fully developed personalities, but they add texture to the team dynamic and provide visual flair in the action sequences. And speaking of action, Vaughn directs with a clarity and creativity that's often missing from team-based superhero films. The training montage, scored with Henry Jackman's propulsive soundtrack, is both fun and revealing. It's here we see how powers reflect personality. The final showdown, set during the Cuban Missile Crisis, is masterful. Vaughn uses geography, pacing, and mutant abilities to escalate tension without sacrificing coherence. Each power feels distinct and purposeful, not just an excuse for CGI. Visually, First Class embraces the 1960s aesthetic without falling into kitsch. The costumes, set design, and cinematography evoke everything from James Bond to Mad Men. But there's a darker edge beneath the retro polish. The world may look stylish, but the stakes are existential. Mutants are not just fighting for survival, they're fighting for identity. That's what elevates First Class beyond genre conventions. It's not just a prequel. It's a meditation on difference, ideology, and the human cost of power. The film doesn't ask who will win, but rather, what are we willing to lose? In the final moments, as Charles lies paralyzed and Eric dons the helmet, there's no triumph, only inevitability. And this brings us to why First Class endures. It's not about spectacle. It's about ideas. It's a film that takes its characters seriously, even when they're wearing suits. It understands that the most powerful special effect is emotional truth. And it's that commitment to character, to story, to theme, that makes it worthy of both critical praise and creative tribute. Which leads me to my custom Lego minifigs. I made young Charles in his classic suit, calm and composed, still holding on to hope for peaceful coexistence, and Eric right after killing Shaw, wearing a suit designed by Beast and Shaw's helmet, capturing that pivotal moment when he fully embraces the Magneto identity. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you love Marvel, Lego, or both. Thanks.